10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to IdiOtBlog 391. 391. And I have an idea what I want to do for IdiOtBlog 400. I want to begin a new function on the blog. Not exactly new, but something. Did I start the right song? Let's start with this song first. Sorry, my guys. There we go. Yeah. This puts me in a mood to begin some funky stuff. Getting some frozen responsiveness here. Let's see what we can do about that. Man, there we go. Weird. So, I didn't want to miss this track because it has some good energy. I got an idea. It's not necessarily a new idea, it's sort of new. What I want to do is, on this device that you see here on the screen, I want to start making calls to a BandLab member. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, how I want to do it, or if I even can. But the idea would be to do a phone call with somebody from the BandLab and do an interview with video. I don't know exactly how that would work. I don't know if I would need to do a Zoom or whatever. And I'm going to actually look it up tonight. It's just an idea I've been having the last 2 days. How cool would it be if I could do an interview? I don't know if my computer can handle it, if my internet can handle it. But if I can, it would be really cool to do an interview with people on the blog, in person. So I'm going to look into some options and some ideas on how that can happen. Maybe it's as simple as just doing a Zoom meeting with them, and then, you know, sectioning off the part that has them and I together, and doing it, you know, and making that the window that you see here during the blog. You know, you see this window here, or whatever. Try and draw the line of it. This thing here, like this. You see this thing? Whatever the fuck it is, the display window. Yeah. Okay, so who are we listening to? This is Jose A. Soria R. Soria R. And you can find him at JOSE_SORIA. Sorry, JOSE_A_SORIA_R. Link in the description of the show. What's going on, Alley Cat? Dharmic, what's going on? Today we are simulcasting to multiple social media platforms, including YouTube at IdiotBurns, Facebook.com/Christopher Burns, and BandLab at IdiOtBlog. And I'm also thinking, I'm not sure if I want to keep doing the IdiOtBlog page or not. Maybe I'll just keep doing the blog and keep doing it on an IdiotBurns, just so I don't have to say multiple locations. I don't know. Maybe I will keep doing it this way. I fear change. So here's that song we started off with again. Absence.
Down this road, down this road, down this road.
I'm gonna go ahead and put a like on the first track as well. Looks like we are broadcasting totally fine across 2 of the platforms. Let's go ahead and also check Facebook. And today's subject is going to be pretty simple subject, but also a subject that's been sort of requested by a few people, and also been a topic for a lot of us on BandLab, just because we've kind of noticed, I'll just say we've kind of noticed that things don't go exactly as you would think they should. Close off? That's gonna happen soon. Maybe I'll do that on IdiOtBlog 400. Hopefully nobody gets naked. Maybe that's what you're saying. Get naked while we're doing an interview? Close on, close off. DK, you fucking cracked me up. But we picked an artist that has some chill music. This one was inspired by Jess. I think this guy's an acoustic player. And back at you, Joe Mama. But yeah, I wanted to incorporate the interviews, and I did interview I think 13 different people, including Daltanius, The Runner, Bill Clinton, Liam Burns when he was on here, Rusty Wilkins a couple times, Timothy Lee Nixon, who I've considered being the guy I interview first, but I'm down to interview anyone, you know, to be honest. We'll start shirtless. I don't know if I got the ability to blur a cock that big. Okay? Okay, Jeff? I don't think I can blur a cock that big. Talking about mine. No, I'm talking about yours, bro. Never seen it, but I'm just guessing based on the way you put yourself out there. Tommy the Poet. I've interviewed Tommy the Poet. That's right. Oh, yeah. I'm busting open a bag of the Tim's Cascade. Oh, yeah. Don't rip it. Don't tear it. Keep it nice. Keep it nice. Oh, yeah. Look at that one. Ooh, that's the first chip for sure. I told you it'd be laid back today. I don't think this guy's gonna bring us anything metal. Metal Monday happens tomorrow. Peanut shell and a rubber band is your jock strap. That's fucking hilarious. I'm trying to think of something funny to use as a cock prop. Is that showing? I can't tell if it's showing yet. Boing, 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 boing. Camera float. I'm lucky if I can fit my dick in a Pringles can. One of the short ones. Thought you had hair until you pissed out of it.
You're all alone, you're on your own. How did you get so far from home? It wasn't that long ago.
Nah, I like this one. It's nice. This is a definite collaborator too. A forker and a collaborator.
Mama singing lullabies. Now you're lost in time.
Once you pop, you can't stop. Well, these are spicy today. Woo! Tim's Cascade Jalapeno. Everybody makes jalapeno chips these days, but there used to be a time where it was only Tim's Cascade. Did you know that? Did you know that? I'm looking it up, see if I'm wrong about that.
Takes a look at it. Looks to the sky.
Jalapeno.
Curses God with a tear in his
Jalapeno.
You're on your own. You're all alone. How did you get so far from? It seems like yesterday. Honeymoons in old Cancun. Passion running.
Instead of chopping up jalapenos, grab a bag of Tim's Cascade jalapeno chips or Kettle Brand, but Kettle Brand's way later. And then all the other ones are way later. Are they spicy is a question? Are Tim's Cascade jalapeno chips spicy? Oh man, come on. Who invented potato chips? Jalapeno. Jalapeno potato chips. Bob's? I don't think that's right, but maybe. Zaps? Maybe. Maybe. Now they say 1987, but Tim's Cascade had them since 1986, so I think that's the first. I think I'm eating the original. Yeah, Coke is out with a piece of lettuce. Zaps are cool. Zaps are cool because they're crunchy like this, but they're a little thinner. But these are cooked in peanut oil. Peanut oil. You look at the ingredients. It's cool because it's potatoes. Back in the day, it used to just be peanut oil. Now it's a couple other kind of oils. And then the seasoning, which is salt, dextrose, jalapeno, onion, Torrillo yeast, MSG. Oh yeah, gotta have that. Garlic powder, and paprika extractives. That's pretty simple. They're keeping that shit simple. What was that?
Where does it say MSG?
Monosodium glutamate. I'm trying to do a blog. I get myself today
to see
if I still feel
I focus
on the pain. The only thing that's real
the needle
tears a hole. The old familiar sting,
try to
kill it all away.
but
I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. So I want to talk about something, and it's not too far from selling your soul to the devil. What is it like on BandLab, promoting and trying to the depths of your being to get on trending, and to see other people pop into trending with 1 play, 3 plays and 1 like, 3 likes and 2 plays, right? Right? And what is it that they use to choose these songs in trending? Don't get me wrong, it's cool when some guy comes up and goes in my comments, "Congratulations on making it to trending." It's cool because I think maybe he listened to my song. But at the same time, sometimes it's just like some kind of fodder, like a hello, look at me kind of fodder. Not that I don't want to trend. I like the fact that people click and possibly fork my track just because they've caught it in the trending list, and they're like, "Oh damn, yeah, that's a cool instrumental." Most of what I do is original works. I have done a few cool covers recently, right? But I'll find sometimes the thing that's trending, or the thing that gets picked in that, the plus symbol, and like it's in the metal jams, or the, one of those categories or whatever, will be something that has like a blatant mess up. Like, for instance, there was a song they featured, R01. R01 was the name of it. The letter R, the letter O, and the number 1. And it was me playing the drums, and in the middle of playing my drums, while the kids were dancing around me, one of the kids knocked or unplugged the cable, and so it went from being and me playing drums to all of a sudden being kids playing in the room, the microphone of my phone. And I noticed it, and I plugged it back in, and then went back to playing. And or the kid, I said, "Hey, plug that back in," and they plugged it back in, and it was like it just cut out. And in the middle of that song, it cut out. And I forgot afterwards, and I ended up posting it. Right? Didn't even listen back to it. Just posted it. Just whatever. It's just me jamming. And it got featured. Now, yes, the parts that were good, but that right there should have eliminated it from featuring. And it tells you a little bit about the way they feature. First off, when they feature a song, they aren't usually listening to it. If they are, they might just be checking out the first few seconds and then picking it. And secondly, it tells you that there's some kind of algorithm involved. And according to Amon, in my conversation with him, it's an algorithm. It's not a person over there that picks. It's not Mike. It's not Amon. It's not Lauren. It's not Meng. It's an algorithm that they set up to pick things based on settings. So, that being said, here's a very interesting thing about it, is when I mention somebody or feature somebody on my show, it's quite often that all of a sudden they get picked. For instance, Jason Chastain, he's been on here on the blog a few times, and we do plenty of work together in many different directions on the BandLab. He had never been featured, and he said to me, "I've never been featured." And I said, "Let me mention you in a post. Let me mention you in a post." And I mentioned him in a post with BandLab. The next day he was featured. He was on one of the lists. And he was like, dude, I got on one of the lists. I got on one of the trending. It's a good feeling to finally get acknowledged. And so that's what the cool side of it all. The weird side of it is that eventually you might see this algorithm and go, what? Not meaning you see the algorithm like, oh, there it is on a piece of paper. Like, here's the genome for COVID. But I'm saying you'll see something completely undeserving in your own eyes, of yours, all of a sudden, whoosh, get picked. But I've seen people who have 5, 10 followers, I feature them on the show, then they're on the list. So yeah, I have been doing this blog for a long time, since 2018, and it probably was one of the first blogs on here. And when I first started doing the blog, Amon approached me and goes, you know, this place isn't really for blogs. And I go, yeah, but no big deal with it, right? Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. So, you know, we chatted about it, and he didn't like, there was no, I didn't ask permission to do it or anything like that. It's random as hell. Meaning it's a random algorithm. But at the same time, there are a few things I've been able to pick up on the algorithm. The whole thing is run like an algorithm. Trending. There used to be this thing when you go to the Explorer, and there was and it might still be there, just the popular trending tracks. And that used to be strictly based on plays. And that shit, user at THATSHIT, asked me, how do you always get something on there? And I go, oh, well, what I do, random. Come on, man, don't get too picky, Antiphon. I'm trying to explain it without assuming, because I don't know how the thing's built, or if it changes in time. And that's why I say it's random, because the algorithm evolves. That's why it's random. And there's also gotta be some kind of element, you know, that is designed. So whether they say it's an algorithm, people are changing the algorithm to make it do different things. So it's still some sort of selection process by design, right? But they go, we set up the algorithm, and then the algorithm picks, and then we change the algorithm if we don't like how it's working. So that's a good escapist statement for them, to not have people bugging them all day. How true is it? I don't know. Like you're saying here, it's some kind of big secret. And they don't tell you what, it's an algorithm. Okay, what's the algorithm? Well, just it's not us, okay? So it kind of seems like a passing of the responsibility so that they don't get bugged. But at the same time, as I used to just set up this guy, my extra phone, my wife's old Android, 3 or 4 devices in the one of the extra laptops I have, all up playing the same playlist with one song. And if I just had one song only, that song, it would not up the plays. If I had 2 songs, it would cycle the plays up. But 2 songs, that's like 5 minutes on a 3.5 minute long song if you have 2 of them. So what do you do to get it to pop up? I decided and get tons of plays on it. How do you get 20,000 plays in a week or less? Oh, so I had an idea. I didn't use VPNs. And by the way, this got me and my wife and the blog all blocked by accident. Another element of the algorithm, and they apologized for it, and they unblocked me. But they got me suspended one time when I was doing this. And what I basically was doing was taking one track, and then another track of like 3 seconds of silence, and putting a playlist of 2 songs. And then that way it would play the silence and then go back and then would count the play on that song, just basically playing that song over and over again in 3 seconds of silence. And I could get songs trending. I haven't done that in a year and a half, but a year and a half ago or so, that chick goes, hey, how do you get something on trending like every week? And I go, well, this is what I'm doing. And he started doing it, and he was able to get something trending for like 2 or 3 months this year. And immediately when he's tried doing it, that next week he had something trending, first time ever, right there on the Explore page. So there's a way to buck the algorithm. And over time, they've figured out that people have figured it out. And heck, in November, December 2018, when they started doing these contests on here, some of the users, like, I'll name a couple people, like Philippe or Mazamat, who came from Ali Hoopa, and Philippe would do things like what I'm describing and get their song to play tons and tons of time. See, yeah, that Mike Hatchett, you're saying the same kind of thing. Algebra to approximate life, right? Well, they used to play like their song like 20,000 to 100,000 times in the course of a month. When when it felt like there was barely even 1,000 people in a month even going on. In fact, you used to be able to see in notifications your notifications, your invites, and in the center there was a tab, a third tab, where you could see anybody you followed and what they were doing. And I followed 150,000 people, basically everybody who came on here and made music, everybody in every genre who made music, I would follow them all. And I got a huge list of follows. And huge, so I could see what everyone was doing, and there was usually, you could count the people. There's usually only 1,000 people in a month, maybe 2,000 at the most. How you getting 100,000 plays on a song? Or is everyone playing it 10 times, or is everyone playing it 50 times? It's not likely, right? So they used to do the contests not in order of likes, but just in order of plays and likes. So it would be, you could obviously see it was plays would dominate the order. If you had 10,000 plays, you're on top. It didn't matter if you had only 20 likes and somebody else had 100 likes on their song. And that was just, they pretty much picked the top 4. You've seen over time where they started to say, hey, we listened to 1,500 songs to pick the winner this month. And they started listening to the songs in the contests. Doesn't mean that they pick based on what necessarily you or I might pick, but they definitely pick on a sense of judgment combined with a sense of popularity. I do think that they try to go with somebody from the top 8 usually, and that's what I noticed at least for the first year and a half when in regards to contests. But I can't tell you exactly what it is that the algorithm is. I can't. But I can tell you that it's something that people get hung up on. And like Antiphon says right here, it's not about that, but at the same time as you can't help but enjoy the feeling. And I think that's really what they think about when they pick some of these outlandish, if you will, or odd picks that are like, you're like, what? How is this trending with 3 or 5 likes or 10 likes? I made a song with 150 likes and I was blown away that I got that many likes. Must have been my best song. And it didn't get picked. And I think if they see you got motivation and you got drive, they know they don't have to pick you to keep you going. But I think they have something in the algorithm that's kind of detects if you're pacing up and pacing down, like, oh, this user's one of the strong users that collaborates a bunch, and all of a sudden now he's not producing anything. It seems like he's not on here. Maybe we feature him, and that will get him excited about making music again. And maybe there's some other mysterious spirit working through the app, you know? Maybe they're Christians over there, and so Christ is working through them. And it's picking some guy who's 2 days away from ending his life. I don't really know. I can't answer the mysteries of the world. I know that it could be frustrating, though, when you work your ass off at something and you don't get picked, and you work your ass off at another thing and you don't get picked at all for any of these songs. Then all of a sudden, your bullshit gets picked. So I feel like there is some human element to it, definitely in the design. The whole app is designed by people, but that it's not like some guy going, "Oh, this is so good." You know, I think it's definitely some kind of algebraic expression, right? All right. But there are ways to buck the system, and I gave you some clues on how to do that if you want to do it. I personally have no problem against it. I've done all different things on here. I'll send blind messages. I'll listen to a guy's song, like a couple of them. Maybe I'll comment. Maybe I won't, because there's not a lot of positive to say. But it's not bad. But it's not like there's nothing really positive to say. It's like maybe a guy's young and just starting. Maybe he's 3 songs in. I don't want to puff him up over nothing, right? But I'll send him my link, and I think of that as like handing out a flyer for a show on the street. So I send a link to the guy. It's not the most enjoyable process, just sending out links over and over, but I'll do it. I'll do it because even 1 out of 20, it's like if you have your job cold calling. Let's say your job is cold calling customers and trying to get a sale. I can do that. I got no problem doing that because I'm comfortable with that type of interaction. The cold call. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Chris Burns. Are you interested in getting new gutters for your home?" No. Okay, click next guy. "Hey, my name is Chris Burns. I work for yada yada yada, and we do gutter installations. Are you interested in getting new gutters for your home?" Nope. Click. Bye. Hello, my name is, and I can just do that because they say 1 out of 20, 1 out of 30, you get a sale. And if that's how I had to make a living, or that's how I had to push my popularity and get people to listen, hell, I'll do it, because I'm trying to get people to listen to my music. If they said it's against the rules to spam people in the comments, then I won't do it in the comments. I'll follow rules. If it's illegal to hand out flyers on the street, then I won't hand out flyers. But until they make it illegal, I would do that for my show. Especially if I see the bar is empty and we're about to play in half an hour. I'm going to go out there for a half an hour and send out flyers and give some flyers to some people. Try and see how many guys at the next bar over I want to come to this bar and listen to some rock and roll. Don't want to miss it. We're going to play a grunge cover. You like that song? Yeah, come on, man. But I will say the culture, it's not something necessarily productive. It's not productive. It doesn't make more music. Making music is what it's all about. Interacting like this user here. By the way, we're listening to Jose A's Soraya R. Nice. Line 6. I used to hate that brand. I don't love them now, but I don't hate them anymore. I've done that plays thing to other people's songs. I've gone, this guy's song is cool. I'm going to play it. I'm not going to play my own this month. I'm going to play his. See if I can get him to win a contest. How do you think Jordy Fons won his first contest? I was playing the hell out of his song. I was even sending links to everybody. How do you think me and Tommy got him his first win? He worked on a song with me, and we both promoted it together. We both used the techniques. But he went on to win on his own accord in his own way with other users. I don't know if he was using the technique or not. Probably not. He probably just used his voice that time. Maybe. But I'll tell you this. I've noticed this. If you follow too many people too quick, they have a thing that kind of lets them know you're doing that. If you unfollow people too quick, they have a thing that lets them know you're doing that. And if you're sending too many messages to people too fast, they have a thing that lets them know you're doing that. And they didn't used to have that. And they didn't used to have follow limits. And it used to be just open interaction here without limitations. Limitations have been added one at a time. Just tossed in there, and slowly over time, it's become a restricted environment. Changes the way it's done. Creates a lot more in the inbox spam. Heck, used to be you could just leave a message. Well, that was cool. Your song was cool. Here's a link to mine. Oh, I like your song. Here's a link to mine. And each one to make it a little bit different, and they wouldn't care. Now you do that, you get reported by 3 people, and they go, will you stop doing that? They will. People have reported you. Will you stop doing that? You know? Now, there was something weird that happened this month. It's been almost a month since it happened. Somebody created like 240-something accounts called IdiotBot 1, IdiotBot 2, IdiotBot 3, IdiotBot 4. And dropped a like on like 10 people's accounts. Cakewalk on Mac? I'm pretty sure you can do Cakewalk on Mac. Let me look that up for you right now. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like it's only 6 days ago they said, in its current form, Cakewalk by BandLab will continue to operate solely on Windows operating system. But if you got a Mac, you can use GarageBand and just export your stuff. If you got a Mac, I would use GarageBand. That's just what I'm going to say right there. And maybe consider Logic. You know, if you got a Mac, I mean, you might as well. I mean, I'm using iGarageBand on all my recordings. King's Echo, how am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Today, what did I do today? I woke up pretty early, around 7:38. And I pulled out some St. Louis style ribs that are about this big. And I seasoned them with one kind of seasoning on both sides. And then I took a pork rub, a lot of paprika and brown sugar, and totally coated it on both sides. And I took a little bit of this seasoning we buy from a local friend of my wife's, and I added a little bit of that to it. And I got the smoker going while that kind of sat with the seasoning on it for about 15-20 minutes. Got my smoker going, which I just put together last night, and put that in there for 3 hours. Thank you, Mikey. Stay safe too. So I put it in there for 3 hours. Just kept adding wood to that smoker, and what I have is I have a smoker with an offset box, and I just kept adding the chunks of wood and keeping the smoke going. Anytime I would see some white smoke, I'd just pop it all open and fan it out and try and get it real caught up, real hot, and then back to blue smoke and close it back up again, just to keep the flavor low and not too intense. But it turned out pretty good. I'd say about 20% of them, maybe like 3 or 4 ribs, weren't quite as perfectly done as the rest, where they were a little bit more stuck to the bone still. Still perfectly well cooked, but not fall off the bone. So I did that for 3 hours. Then after that, I took them off the grill, took a stick of butter and cut it down the long way, put it down on the double layer of aluminum foil, and a bunch of brown sugar, placed the ribs upside down on that, put another half a stick of butter in 2 different pieces, and a bunch of brown sugar, and a little bit of the rub, and closed it up. And when it was all closed up, put that back on the grill for 2 hours. And the Seahawks started playing right around then. Watched the Seahawks game. When the Seahawks were only 4 points ahead, and it was 2 hours later, I pulled them out, took them out of the wrap, drained the juices, and put them back on the barbecue and did a layer of barbecue sauce onto it. It was actually 2 barbecue sauces combined. One from my childhood that I really love that has like a orange flavor to it, and this new one that I found cheap at the store that was like a beer flavor. And I put them together, and I brushed that all over the entire set of the ribs and put them back on there for another hour. My dad said 15 minutes is all you need, but I put them on there for another hour like that. And probably should have flipped them around at that point and done maybe an hour and 15 minutes, but all good. They turned out pretty dang good. And if I could go back in time, the only thing I would change to try and improve them would be every hour, not just spritz them in the first 3 hours, but also rotate them. And then the other thing I would do is I would rotate them in the second hour. And that's about all I would change so far. So I ended up doing my first smoke of some ribs. My first time smoking, I did ribs, and I'd say they turned out pretty good. It wasn't an overly heavy smoke taste. Definitely had enough of it in there. I did use a whole bag of wood chunks, $10 bag of wood chunks on this, but whatever. If I did 2 ribs, that would be $5 per rib of smoke. Whatever. But yeah, that was the biggest cost to me. Bought everything else on EBT. That is food stamps, basically, because we don't have an income right now. But man, had them with some potatoes. My wife killed those, man. She was killing those. She did a good job. But those were good. I feel healthier and happier after that. Not to mention Seahawks taking a nice win for the second to last game of the season, putting them in #1 position. So yeah, it was a fun day. From 8 to almost 2. What was it? Almost 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock. So probably put the ribs on closer to like the 10 o'clock. Put them on around 10 o'clock. So it was like from 10 to 1, and then from 1:20 to 3:20, and then from that 3:20 to 25 or so to like the 4:20. So a little less than an hour in the last stage. Man, it's real good. I still smell like smoke it's in my goatee. Just sitting out there for that many hours. But I watched 2 sets of football games. The first football game, wasn't my team, so I was going back and forth between 2 football games. And then, when my team was playing, I just pretty much just focused on the game. Yeah, it was real good. Thanks for tuning in, wife. I'd say those were some of the best ribs I ever had, just because it felt good to do it. Yeah, my dad said, when I kept sending him the pictures, he goes, So proud of you. Brought a tear to my eye. And I said, nah, that's just the smoke, Dad. But yeah, that was quite a fun little thing to do. You know, the smoker I got is, you know, cheaper side. It's not like, you know, a Traeger or, you know, like an Oklahoma smoker or, you know, any of those. Nothing big and expensive. It doesn't have a really big firebox. Firebox is only about this big. But I found a method to make it work. The firebox, some of the paint started bubbling and peeling off, so it tells you the level of cost that it was at, but it still performed quite well and will be fun. And it's definitely going to motivate me to I'll probably end up getting something with the firebox because I like that technique. But how cool would it be to have a you know, pellet style where you add the pellets and you can kind of actually walk away, get some of those thermometers that you can read them from your phone, so you could, you know, go out to the park with the kids and do some fun other activities in the summertime while your stuff is cooking, you know. Or, you know, if you want to do like an 8-hour, 10-hour slow cook on like a brisket, I could set it right before I'm going to work and just let it go while I'm at work, you know, in my spot in the driveway. When I get home, scoot it out and, you know, pull the stuff off and let it rest, and wake up in the morning, have a whole day of eating brisket, you know, stuff like that. Hey, it's Saturday. I cooked that all Friday night, get home, you know, give it like a 3-hour rest in a cooler. That'd be fun. So when I get my job back, it's painful. When I get unlaid off, what's the term for that? When they end the layoff, I guess. No, there was one of those black chips. I almost threw it back. I don't know if you saw that, but I ate it. You could hear it, tell you that. Do I rap? Yeah, I rap. I'm not amazing at it. My brother's the true rapper in the family. I've always been into cooking. I'll do things like I'll always make cookies for people at work. I make these kind of cookies that are on the smaller side. You can ask Andy Guitar Pants all about that. I sent him 150 cookies in exchange for this wedding ring made out of wood that he makes. We both spent about the same amount of time on the things, but my ring eventually did break, and then he had to make it again. I predict this one's gonna last even longer, just because I just get a feeling from it. It feels like it's on in a better position and everything, but shit happens. I'm a rough guy. I do a lot of rough stuff, but I'm gonna get good at. You're not gonna babysit the smoker? No, you don't have to. I'll get like a digital one. I'll get like something I can control from my app on my phone. Alexa, turn the smoker off. Alexa, turn the smoker on. Potato soup. Oh, I should make that again. It's been a while. 5-bean casserole. You don't like beans that much, huh, wife? But the 5-bean casserole is good, ain't it? You make a great split pea soup. I also make a great split pea soup, but you make a great split pea soup, so I'll let you keep doing it. I'm the guy in the house that cooks bacon. I swear there's some other things I do. I do the pancakes and the bacon and the waffles. Here's some interesting things. I used to be a lifeguard and a lifeguard trainer. I own a jet ski. I like to jet ski. Went jet skiing on Christmas Eve in 35-degree weather, which would be equivalent to, in Germany they say Celsius, which would be the equivalent of 2 degrees Celsius, or 1.66666 degrees Celsius. Water at 4.5 degrees Celsius. Yeah. In a t-shirt and shorts. Yep, I cook bacon in the oven on a flat tray with edges about this big. And then I cook it 10 minutes on one side on broil high, and then I take it out and I flip the bacon. It's almost done, but it's not quite. And I flip the bacon, put it back in there for like a minute to 2, depending. Keep an eye on it, and when it's perfectly done, whoosh, I'll burn bacon too. I make the mistake, I'll forget about it. In that second half, I'll forget to put the timer on and forgot. Do it 2 times in a row, lose an entire pound of bacon because I'm a moron. But I'm not smoking weed anymore, so hopefully I'll do that less. Don't forget, I work at Boeing. I do airplane repair. No, that's the best way to cook bacon. My mom cooks bacon that way ever since I was a kid. I really don't like bacon any other way. I do not want that thing in my house. Oh, Alexa. Alexa, turn off the wife. Alexa, mute wife. Ah, it's not working. Alexa, mute wife. I do not understand that command. Do you want me to look up deaf wives? No. Alexa, mute wife. I'm sorry, I do not understand that command. Or whatever the heck this says when you say that stuff. Let's see if we can get more tunes, if there's any more tunes here. Or was that the last one? I don't think that was the last one. Let's keep going. Oh my gosh. Maybe it was. What? I think it was. Oh man, that's the last tune. Alexa, play metal. Doom boom doom boom doom boom. Doom 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 doom. I'll do a couple of these songs again. Alright, I've been doing this for an hour. Today, talked about a couple cool subjects, rambled a little bit. Caught Jeff on his JGP Jr. on his live feed today. That was cool. Watched that for about 20 minutes, maybe a little more. But, yeah. I used to do glass art, if you guys didn't know that. I had a ex-roommate come back into my house and smash all of it. You know, I worked on that fork of funky drums. And it was feeling kind of weird. It was kind of cool, but it was kind of weird. And it might have been the movie I just watched. I watched that movie Midnight Sky, and I was kind of like a dystopian mood. But I'm gonna let it sit a second and see if I want to keep doing it the way I'm doing it, or if I want to change a part. It's just a really like overly done dissonant harmony going on, so yeah, we'll see. If not, maybe I'll fork on what you got. I just started to barely listen to it afterwards. I was like, ooh, this is too good. This is too good. I'm not going to be that funky. Dang it. I'll give it a listen here in a few minutes. I think it's still a private track, so I'll comment in the DMs there. Yeah, can always do that. Maybe I'll do a guitar solo. Maybe I'll do like a who knows? I've been thinking about doing some other genres. I've done a couple different metal albums here recently, so keep your ears open. Might take a little break before next year rolls in. But alright guys, that's IdiOtBlog 391. I'm going to spend the rest of my evening enjoying myself and my wife, my family, and my little daughter. And I'm going to probably look up ways to do interview in this live format. I'll put this one on repeat in case it keeps going. But yeah, that's the plan, is to have some live interviews on here, where people can interact with both me and the person I'm interviewing and ask us questions, and I can ask them questions, and we can shoot the shit and talk about crazy life crap and crazy music stuff and people that we think should be featured on the blog next and stuff like that. Alright guys, like I said, that's the blog. Everybody have a good evening. Keep making music. Keep listening to music. Keep having fun out there. I'll catch you guys on the motherfucking flip side.